Well, let's get more on this now with Sharon George. She's a senior lecturer at Keele University in the UK. Welcome back to the program, Sharon. We just heard there that the climate crisis is making heat waves around the world more intense and more likely. Just how common are they becoming? And tell us more about their impact.
I think in the past we've looked at heat waves and flooding events, and we've kind of tried to make that direct link. But I think the thing to remember is we're seeing them more often. So we can't sort of say that one event is linked to climate change, but we are seeing these events happening much more frequently, and not just much more frequently, in the intensity and the length of time that these events are lasting, and it is increasing. And this is having just incredible. It's putting incredible pressure on systems, on farming, and just making life much more difficult for those people who live in those regions.
We know tackling the climate crisis has become a perennial issue. So how do you even begin to try and reverse global heating?
Well, unfortunately, CO2, once it's in the atmosphere, stays there for an incredibly long time. Some of the residence time of some of the climate change gases and the greenhouse gases can last hundreds of years. So we are looking at every molecule of CO2 that we put into the atmosphere is adding to this event. To some extent, the damage is already done. The CO2 that we've already put there is going to do some damage for some time. But the Earth works with us. The Earth locks down this carbon through trees, through natural processes with the Earth. So we really urgently need to stop producing CO2 and add into this problem. It's only going to get worse. And even if we stop producing CO2 tomorrow, we're not going to see an immediate reduction in these events for some time, unfortunately.
We also know that soaring temperatures are uncomfortable, they're unpleasant, but what's the impact of heat waves on our health?
Yes, this can impact us in several ways, not just the stress of the heat. We're looking at temperatures of 40 degrees and above. If you think our natural body temperature is less than that, this is putting incredible pressure on especially the vulnerable and people who already have underlying health conditions. But it has other impacts, like impact on things like agriculture and the environment. But also in cities, there's something called the urban heat effect. And in cities, you see these effects being particularly difficult. And it has impact on the air quality in these areas. So people with asthma, people with already respiratory problems really suffer, especially people who aren't in positions to be able to take shelter where there's air conditioning.
Okay, Sharon George, we'll have to leave it there, but many thanks for sharing your thoughts with us. We appreciate it.